Good evening, everybody. This is sharp 9 o'clock, and we come to this 47th episode of SkillUP program. I welcome every one of you to this wonderful evening and also to this wonderful program. I'm very happy that we have come almost to the end of the year, and we are on the 47th episode of the SkillUP program today. And I'm sure all of you are eagerly looking forward to listening to our speaker, like Professor Varghese Vaidyan, and also our Chief Guest Past International Director, R. Murugan. I welcome both of them, and I also welcome every one of you to this program. As I told you at the beginning of every one of these episodes, these series of presentations have been designed with the purpose of creating an opportunity for ourselves, for all the LCIPs in the ISAME area, especially in India. There are quite a lot of us, and we thought, why should we not share our knowledge and skills with others? And that's why this program. Typically, we expect FDIs, ALIs, RLIs, ELIs, and other trained graduates to attend this program. We also send the invitation to quite a lot of other lions who might be interested in upskilling themselves. Sometimes when the topics are non-lions or maybe neutral and relating to soft skills, we invite non-lions also when the topics are relevant to them. So that has been the program so far, and we started this program last year in the month of August, and we did all these programs. You might have already noticed that each one of these programs is presented by an LCIP, and each one of these programs has either an international director or a past international director as the chief guest. So this was the list of the presentations that were made last year. And this year, again, we started in the month of August, and we've been going on, and these are the programs that are already over. So we have the Lion Koshi and Lion Sheila from my home club, Hyderabad Elite Cosmo in District 320D. They are both of them are very dear friends of mine, and I requested them today to read out the code of ethics. Every one of these programs begins with reading out the code of ethics. Every writing lions who have been attending these programs regularly already know this. I invite Lion Sheila and Lion Koshi to keep their microphones on and read the text as we see it on the screen. Koshi, you will start, and Sheila will follow.
To show my faith in the worthiness of my vocation by industrious application to the end that I may merit a reputation for quality of service. To seek success and to demand all fair remuneration of profit as my just due, but to accept no profit or success at the price of my own self-respect lost because of unfair advantage taken or because of questionable acts on my part. Sheila.
To remember that in building up my business, it is not necessary to tear down others, to be loyal to my clients or customers and true to myself. Whenever a doubt arises as to the right or ethics of my position or action towards others, to resolve such doubt against myself.
Yes, to hold friendship as an end and not a means. To hold that true friendship exists not on account of the service performed by one to another, but that true friendship demands nothing but accepts service in the spirit in which it is given. Always to bear in mind my obligation as a citizen to my nation, my state, and my community, and to give them my unswavering loyalty in word, act, and deed, to give them freely of my time, labor, and means, to aid others by giving my sympathy to those in distress, my aid to the weak, and my substance to the needy, to be careful with my criticism and liberal with my praise, to build up and not to destroy.
Thank you very much, Actually, there is a surprise to me also. I was expecting Lion Hoshi and Lion Sheila Stan to read out the code of ethics. I think Lion Hoshi has invited his wife, another Sheila, so to read out a part of the code. So there were two Sheilas and there was Hoshi. All three of them are members of my home club, Hyderabad, Elite Cosmo. I'm so very happy that they've joined me this evening to help me read out the code of ethics. We have here today with us our chief guest, past international director, Lion Murugan. He is a perfectionist. And in everything that he does, he puts his heart and soul into it. And with his brilliant communication and extraordinary coordination skills, he makes everything perfect. Most importantly, I visited his district 2 or 3 times on various assignments. I don't know. I think he is much younger than me, or maybe almost the same age, but he gives that fatherly affection. That's what I love. Wherever I was, he not only just calling me by name or just, patting me on the back, but the kind of love that he showed me, I can never forget. He was instrumental in constructing a Lions Barn and a service center. Two big contributions to the Lions Zone. And when earlier he served as an LCCI chairperson, LCIX chairperson, and also LCCI chairperson, and he served as a GLT area leader, LCF area leader, and served the Lions community in various other roles as well. And all of us received that Lions magazine, and once upon a time he was the editor of that magazine too. By profession, Lion Murugan is a builder, he's a civil engineer by qualification, and chairman of the PRD group of companies. So it's very, I invite past international director Murugan ji to please address us and also declare this episode of SkillUP as inaugurated.
Thank you, Lion nagaRAJU. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. My dear Lions over here in this platform, including past governors and so many other leaders. Good evening to all of you. Lion nagaRAJU is my good friend. He has come to Kerala a couple of times as faculty. In fact, I invited him when he was the Global Action Team area leader. And thereafter, we have become very close. Last I met him in Area Forum in Hyderabad. That was in December 2024. And SkillUP is a good program. Lions Clubs International has been inventing and bringing in new ideas every 3 years, every 5 years. When we celebrated our centenary, it was a 4 years celebration, 2014 to 2018. Then with that time, 4 years, we had chosen 4 service projects. Vision, Youth, Hunger, Environment. Vision, Youth, Hunger, Environment. And we wanted to do 25 million people to be served under each vertical. Vision, Youth, Hunger, Environment. Total 100 million people to be benefited under the 4 service heads in 4 years. To my memory, this was the first time such a service focus was given by LCI. And we were watching every year how much we are doing. This was 4 years, but even after 2 years, we crossed 100 million. And finally, after 4 years, we could reach 250 million people under the 4 heads only. 250 million. That is about 2.5 times we could reach the people with these 4 service heads. Then in 2017, we launched our diabetes. In 2018, we launched our childhood cancer. So these 4 became 6, and now we have 8, including disaster relief and humanitarian needs. So our international leadership is asking us to focus on 8 important heads of service. Coming to line service journey is nothing but it just gives us a guidance how you proceed with a project. I will quote only one example, and with that I will conclude my address. You know Wayanad, from where Professor Vaidyan hails from. Professor Vaidyan stays in Sultan Batheri, the hill station in Wayanad. We had a very bad landslide, flood, and we lost 300 to 400 lives, precious lives. Many houses, school buildings, etc. were all lost. So now immediately Lions sprang into action. Professor Vaidyan and other past governors in that area, including DG team, distributed rice, clothes, medicine, blankets, etc. As usual, we were doing. But we wanted to do something substantial that will last for a long number of years. So learning, that is the phase 1 of the service journey. We were learning, we were researching what can we do for the hill station people of Wayanad. So naturally they need medical facility, they need school buildings, and they need houses to live. Okay. So school buildings, government was taking care. Houses, government is already started constructing. They have acquired some estates and they started work. So we thought we will construct a hospital building, but then fortunately we got a running hospital for sale. So learning, discovery, we discovered that a running hospital is for sale. So what is the next action? Action is approach LCIF for grant. We got $400,000 designated, $100,000 catastrophe grant and $300,000 designated donation grant, which is now stopped by LCIF. But as a very, very special case for Wayanad, that was sanctioned. So $400,000. Manappuram Foundation gave us $100,000 CSR. So 300 plus 200, $500,000. We are expecting another $100,000 designated grant from LCIF for the donations made by the Lions of Kerala till 30th June, maybe another 100,000. So we will have around $600,000, means 5 crore plus. This building is 15,000 square feet with about half an acre land, and we have formed a new trust to run the hospital, and Professor Vaidyan is the president of the trust. That is why I wanted to tell this. So we have formed a committee. We have got Dr. Sudhir, past governor. I saw his face here. He is also part of the group. He hails from Mattanur near Kannur. He is a doctor, radiologist. So we have several doctors with us. We have got Lions who are also doctors. So we learned about Wayanad disaster. We discovered that they need a healthcare facility. We took action. We approached LCIF for the grant, and celebration is yet to happen. Celebration will happen only after AP Singh becomes international president. He will come and inaugurate the hospital in August or September. This one example I quoted. Like this, in your own cities and suburbs, you have water shortage problems are there. You have waste disposal problems are there. See, tomorrow morning, one young lady called Janani Venkatesh from Chennai, who was awarded our We Serve award in Kolkata about 2 months back. She was awarded. Sorry, I think it was in Bombay. Sorry. So we have joined hands with the CNN TV to recognize non-Lions who are into service. So Janani is in Chennai. She is a sought after social worker by Corporation of Chennai. She has built biogas plant, established biogas plants, and she has mobilized a big team of volunteers of 100 people. And the Chennai mayor has recognized her. So she is coming to Trivandrum today for some other function. So Like this, we have got problems in so many cities. From town to town, the problem may be different. So you have to learn, you have to discover, you have to take action, and then you have to celebrate. This is what Professor Vaidyan is going to talk to you this evening. I do not want to add anything more. I want to specially congratulate my good friend nagaRAJU for consistently organizing this online seminar for several months. And 47 means is 47th month or
Fortnight.
fortnight? Okay. Fortnightly. Okay, right. So thank you, friends. Enjoy the evening and enjoy the presentation by the very senior past governor, Professor Vaidyan, from my own home multiple. Thank you for inviting me. I may listen for another 10 or 15 minutes, then I may leave. You'll have to excuse me. Thank you. Have a nice evening. I declare this program inaugurated today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for inaugurating this program and also throwing light on some of the very, very, very big projects that have been realized in your multiple districts because of your efforts and the efforts of LCIP, Professor Varghese Vaidyan, and that others also. And whenever you speak to us, you throw light on lots of things relevant to the not only just the occasion, but also things that are happening around at the world level, at the global level, at the national level, and also at other levels. So it's a lesson to learn whenever we listen to you. And I'm very happy that you've thrown light about the big projects that have been taken up and also helping me introduce like Varghese Vaidyan already. So you told a little about him. I have nothing much to add, but still maybe I just would like to tell you that I know LCF Varghese Vaidyan as not only just an academician, but a very highly energetic trainer for a very, very long time. I've known him for longer than 1-2 decades, but he has been in training for more than 3 decades, I think. I mean, he is a rare combination. Typically, we see academic trainers, Lions trainers, JC's trainers, but he's an all-in-one. He has been into universities, he's been into JCs, into Lions, into senior chambers, and many, many other service organizations and training institutes. A former principal, a past district governor, a Lions Quest multiple district coordinator, and a senior trainer of Lions Quest. Lions Quest trainers are very rare. Very few people in India have been trained and certified to conduct teacher training workshops. And Lions Varghese Vaidyan has, you might not believe it, he has trained roughly about 15,000 teachers across India, in India and outside. So I think that's a big accomplishment in his very colorful cap. He also served as the president of the senior chamber international. He was a trainer at the JC's global level and also in the corporate world. He has been a corporate trainer also. Then 3 to 4 multiple districts was entire South India. There was a huge multiple. I think senior members know that when the entire South India was one multiple district, 3 to 4. During that time, he served as the leadership chairperson and also as GLT and GST leader. He also served as a NAC, served as the NAC Accreditation Council as a peer committee member. This is again a very, very rare distinction, often offered only to very senior professors, and Professor Varghese Vaidyan had that distinction. He served in Nigerian Education Department also. Right now, Mr. Director Murugan has already told us about the project in Wayanad. I think Wayanad has been in the news for a long time, and in the recent past 1 or 2 years, so for various reasons, including that it has been stricken by a devastating flood. So during that time, what our department has already told us, so they got a designated grant and also raised money locally, and LCF funded a project, a big hospital, Wayanad Hospital, has been realized because of his vision. So I heartily congratulate Professor Vaidyan for taking that initiative. and also for being the president of that hospital. I'm sure it's going to serve several thousands of lakhs of people in the coming years. I wish him all the best in that effort. I invite Dr. Rajit Raju to take over and conduct the session.
Thank you. Thank you, nagaRAJU. First principle of human nature is the craving for appreciation. And we do that appreciation in abundance in Lionism. Whatever good things we do, that is to be appreciated. So my pride and privilege to appreciate nagaRAJU for taking up this great challenge. He has been doing it for many years, right from the time when Sunil Kumar initiated the first program, and nagaRAJU was instrumental in making things happen. This is an opportunity, as we usually say, ability is nothing without opportunity. So he has provided opportunity not only for the LCIP or the trainers, but also for the lines throughout the country. Today we had a guest, none other than my own good friend and our leader PID, R. Murugan. And I should thank him for the nice words, who spoke in colorful terms about me also. And, I just have to say one word about this great past international director. We are all heirs of a great tradition of service, but I also tell you that in the Lines organization, we are in a learning process. Today, you heard how he spoke about the concept of service journey of the Lionism, which is called as learn, discover, act, and also the celebration that he has combined and connected. That is the greatest message he has given as an opening. Now, he is an example. The way for communication, whatever message or email we send, we get a reply immediately in another 5 minutes, I tell you, believe me. And the way he coordinates things, the way he finds things, and he is the person behind the creation of the hospital in Wayanad, where the great disaster happened last year. About 850 people lost their lives and about 1,500 lost their habitat. So Lan Muruganji, the way even today, we had a meeting. We had an online meeting. So that is the way he is doing well. So today my topic is, serving the service as a journey for health and happiness. I would like to start by saying it is an inspiration for fulfilling life. It is an inspiration as the Lions here about 65 now. I am sure that the way you involve in the activities of the organization is the inspiration. Even when you are in your profession, the spirit of compassion, the spirit of love, and the way to involve is that is always in our ears. The Lions are doing innumerable service, and it is built on the strong pillars of service. As we usually say, service is our journey. Working with people and involving in social action is the basic concept of Lionism, and it is a way of life, and it is something that teaches us to live well. There is a saying which goes like this: you have to reinvent yourself. Reinventing yourself to stay relevant in this 21st century. You have to reinvent yourself. It is in all terms a multi-dimensional meaning it has. It is not just conducting this, Zoom meeting. It is not just constructing a hospital, but the way you reinvent your activities, your initiations, your programs, your day-to-day life, all those things, reinventing yourself, that you have to stay relevant. Lionism is always reinventing all the systems, all the procedures, all the training materials, even the Lions Quest, which I am a part. They have new reinventing the curriculum. Now we have the 5th edition and the 6th edition. Moving on to the next slide. I hope nagaRAJU ji, you can see the slide now here.
Yes, please.
Yes, I have a slide here which is marked as Person of the Year. One of the most rewarding events of the Time magazine, the world's biggest magazine, the world's greatest circulated magazine, that is a Time magazine. It's a small one. The pages are specially designed and is the greatest magazine of the world. One of the most remarkable event of the Time magazine is they publish the photograph of a person who has contributed outstanding service, innumerable multifarious activities, who has always set examples of excellence, that is called as Person of the Year. In short, this great recognition falls in the month of January 1st, the issue, the new year, every year, and the photograph of the person comes at the front cover, that is Person of the Year. And here in the year 1987, it was about endangered earth, the photograph. Instead of the Person of the Year, it was a photograph of the earth. It was a torn up earth, which has an undernote, which was like, the endangered earth. The endangered earth. That is a covering page in 1987. Why I am telling is it was an insight for people throughout the globe to learn about the environmental protection, and we are happy that we have one of the prime major emphasis theme, that is environmental protection, along with the other global service theme. Coming back to the Person of the Year, the year 2017, instead of the Person of the Year, a single photograph, the photograph of 5 ladies appeared in the front cover of the great magazine of the Time magazine. And I just want to tell you that the covering page, undernote, the below the photograph of these 5 ladies, it has put us the silence breakers. I repeat the word silence breakers. And these 5 ladies have spoken against the sexual harassment, the sexual abuse they faced not only in Hollywood, throughout the US, and they have initiated a program called Me Too. And this word silence breakers is something that struck me. And when you translate, when you convert it, it is a voice of the voiceless. My dear lions who are listening to me should underline this word, the voice of the voiceless, voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless is the major championship, the major focus of the lions here. It is not only hunger, it is not only cancer, it is not only diabetics, it is not only pediatric cancer, it is not only environment, the voice of the voiceless. And that is the concept of service, the voice of the voiceless. I have put something as the meaning of service. Usually, in the training, it is not a one-sided affair, but unfortunately, in the limited time, I cannot have the responses from many of you, but still I would like to ask a question, because, we have a very, very dynamic, group of people I'm facing in the camera in this laptop. Can anyone tell me or note the meaning of service? Because we are all people involved in service for centuries, for many years. I know that there are lions for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, but I would just like to ask you the meaning of service. You can type, you can text this, so that line nagaRAJU will just respond some of the things that our participants have given. The meaning of service. The slide is visible, I hope.
Yes.
Yes, responses coming. Any 1 or 2 responses you can identify, nagaRAJU ji?
This answer is from Ram Mohan Kotla. Responsibility is the answer. To help
Yes.
those needs, the Shiva Shankar Rao's answer. Helping the needy is Hegde's answer.
Excellent.
Helping the need is Shama Satish's answer. And fulfilling the other requirements is R.K. Reddy's answer. And needy people, helping the needy without benefit to serve, support, all these are from lots of others.
Fine, wonderful. There are so many responses. I am thankful to each one of you for your responses, because nowadays the training is absolutely participatory. As the saying goes, tell me I forget, teach me I remember. And when you involve me, I will understand. When you involve me in the program, I will take it close to my heart. That's why I asked this question. And here, the meaning of service, I have put it like this. Maybe you have your own definitions. Helping others without an expectations. That word without expectation should be underlined. We are all in the various multifarious service initiatives, but service always gives a meaning as well as a purpose to life. I repeat, service, service to humanity, as we say, is the best work of life. but it also gives a meaning and purpose to our life. Small or large acts of kindnesses can be called as service, and it is involved, it involves community development, empathy, and compassion. This was just, I was trying to give you an introduction of this. And service builds community. As all of you know, I don't have to make a sermon on the mount about the service we are doing, because we are doing multifarious service activities, innumerable service activities, and I'm sure each one of you are involved, I mean, in the past or present, involved in some or other programs. Connecting with others to service fosters a belonging and also a support. Belonging and the support. You see, the story of so many people, I just want to identify a person whose name is Elon Musk. Elon Musk, his name is always, suffixed by Tesla, the great technocrat. He has so many charitable foundations. When I speak about Elon Musk, he is the richest person. As I could see in the website, the richest person of the world is Elon Musk. Everybody knows about this. And there is an Elon Musk Foundation. This richest man of the world, the richest man of the globe, with 270 million foundation, 270 million fortune. He has a charitable foundation. I know that very few of you may know about the charitable foundation asset worth so many millions of US dollars. And his foundation, the Elon Musk Foundation, focus on donations to schools, development of projects like, school initiatives, about museums, charity, and others. And the most importantly, he has been, recently, 2 days back, I have read in the newspaper, he's going to have his own internet that is called SpaceX, because he has about 12,000 satellites in the, in the air. 12,000 satellites. That is Elon Musk. What I want to tell you is that connecting with others through service fosters belonging and support. And that may be the reason why the richest man of the world, Elon Musk, has focused on a foundation which is named as Elon Musk Foundation. Coming to the next, it is Mother Teresa. Everybody knows about this great lady, Mother Teresa. Once my daughter, years back, when she was in class 7, she wrote the examination on social studies, but there was an open question, and that question was about this great lady called Mother Teresa from Calcutta. The question was like this: my daughter, maybe some 10 years old at that point of time, she came in the evening after the examination, asked me a question. Daddy, I would like to know, there was a question in the social science question paper, why Mother Teresa is respected and adorned throughout the world. She is adorned, respected as a leader around the globe. As a teacher, as a parent, and also as a trainer, I have to respond to my children. No, listen. Listening is an important skill. I told my daughter immediately, as a response, immediately, I said, I have seen this lady, the two major qualities of this lady. One is the spirit of love and compassion. The spirit of love and compassion that we preach in Lionism and that we practice in Lionism. Whatever you preach, you must be able to practice. And Mother Teresa has preached the love and compassion, and she has practiced. And the second point I talked to my daughter was that she has made a lot of personal sacrifices. Personal sacrifices is something that is very important. When I talk to the Lions, I don't have to make a sermon on the mount about the personal sacrifices. But this lady, she could call any head of the state around the globe to ask for the food or cloth anywhere in the world, and such a kind of lady she was. And during his departure from this world, her ceremony, about 112 nation heads of state attended that ceremony, burial ceremony in Calcutta. What I just want to convey with this photograph of Mother Teresa is that the spirit of love and compassion gives a self-satisfaction. It gives us that feeling of satisfaction, and that feeling of satisfaction, happiness, and also the health is also connected. That's the most important thing. I'll shift to the next I hope you can see the slide. Yes, nagaRAJU. Overcoming challenges through service. We have a lot of personal problems. Every individual has faced challenges. We always cross over these challenges. Lionism is a great platform when we work, where we work with people and we involve in multifarious activities, maybe leadership, maybe service, maybe public relations, and all this gives you a healing from your personal struggles. That is what I meant. Coming to the next, I just have some 8 or 10 points on this topic: service as a journey to health and happiness. So now coming to happiness, helping boost mood related brain chemicals. So many chemicals are formed, that is a biochemical transformation which is happening in our body without our knowledge. Even doctors, they can give a lot of examples. I'm not a doctor. My subject is chemistry. I'm a chemist. I had been a professor in chemistry for about 40 years. And once a teacher, always a teacher. And I have retired as a principal of an affiliated college of the Calicut University, as introduced by our great friend nagaRAJU. It increases our satisfaction. It creates an emotional reward loops. That word is important. The emotional reward loops. What is that? Emotional reward loop is simple to understand. It is just satisfaction. It is just the pleasure of involving in the activity. When you involve, definitely, the emotional reward is very important. I just have read about the greatest singer in the world, whose name is Shakira. Shakira, you may know that she is an ambassador, goodwill ambassador of the UN, UNICEF. Shakira is the greatest singer, and at the same time, she is a philanthropic. You may remember Shakira because of her unique style or emotional touch, where she sings, and the greatest song I got familiar is her football, FIFA, some years back in South Africa. This time for Africa, the song you remember. I'm sure that all of you will remember that great song, This Time for Africa, when the FIFA World Football game was held in South Africa. Such was a catching, memorable song, and she has such a that qualities. She is a great philanthropic. She's basically from Colombia. When I talk about service, when I talk about happiness, I have to quote this great dynamic youngster. She may be around 40 years old, not married, Shakira, the great philanthropic, and she is identified by the UN, as by UNICEF exactly, as a goodwill ambassador. She is doing a lot of service activities, my dear friends. I would like to tell you that her foundation support the children in Colombia. Why? Because now I have read recently that she owns a very small flat, not an expensive one like the other film stars. She carries, she has a very small car. She lives in a very small apartment. She don't have much wealth or anything, but her basic lifestyle is a simple lifestyle, and that may be the reason that she's supporting the children of Colombia, because she belongs to Colombia. What I want to convey today is that it creates that emotional reward of loops, and that is how Shakira, the greatest singer and also the composer, has enjoying herself, and she got that emotional reward, her involvement in philanthropic activities. When we help others, our brains release the feel-good chemicals. It is about chemicals, my own subject: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, etc., etc. And all these build lasting happiness. I would like to give the slide on these various chemicals. It may not be that much important, but still I want you to know, because my topic is health and happiness through the service. Health and happiness through the service. When you involve in a service activity, I can cite so many service activities which we are all doing. There are so many activities. It is not just needy people, supporting needy people, or providing office and providing support and all. This when you do the service, the rewarding chemical that you generate in your body unknowingly, that is dopamine, there is oxytocin. This oxytocin is familiar. It is a love hormone. Youngsters should know better. Love hormone. Serotonin and endorphin. And endorphin is considered as a painkiller. And all these, just for your information, maybe you are knowing, because I will maybe bringing, the saying goes, bringing coal to Newcastle. All these are the things that our body generates. So the psychology of giving, that is, the research shows that helping others relieve this endorphin that is produced in our body. This encourages more services, and it also gives more happiness. I just want to quote a person, a Scottish traveler and a military person whose name is Alexander Selkirk. Alexander Selkirk, back in the years 1700, the 1700 AD, he is a Scottish traveler. He traveled, and you may be knowing the story. He landed in a pious South Pacific island. He had to stay in that island for 4 years and 4 months. It is about Alexander Selkirk, the Scottish traveler. The story, it is not the story, it is the history which tells us that he has been a loitering, solitary person in that island for 4 years and 4 months in this South Pacific island. But I want to connect to a person called Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe, again in the year 1719, from this real happening of Alexander Selkirk, who was a solitary person who said, "I'm the most unhappiest person of the world, because 4 years and 4 years alone in an island, nobody to speak, nobody to communicate, nobody to interact." And Daniel Defoe, in the year 1719, he has created the great, story, which all of you know, even the children knows. I have learned in the school, and the story of Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe, that story has been epic. He is a great, bestseller, and that was made a movie, Robinson Crusoe movie. Maybe few of you have seen this movie, Robinson Crusoe. The crux of what I want to tell you is that Robinson Crusoe's story focuses on how to sustain alone, or how he has faced the challenges alone. 4 years and 4 months of Alexander Selkirk. The story converted as Robinson Crusoe. It is an imaginary name, Robinson Crusoe. I just want to conclude this story by telling about the great English essay writer and the English poet whose name is William Cowper. Willi, William Cowper, Cowper. William Cowper is a great poet. So many poetry he has explored in poetry, and there are so many things he has created. And one of the poem, which is he put like this, it is written as society, friendship, and love. I want all of you to listen to these 3 words. Now we have 66 participants. The number of participants steadily increasing. The poetry explores 3 things: society, friendship, and love. And that is a poem of William Cowper. And he was asked, "Why did you write a poem like this?" He said, "The most important thing in our life is society, working with people, involving in social action. Society is very, very important. Friendship is more important, and love is most important." And that is a story, or that is a poem of William Cowper. I just want to give 2 lines of this great poem of William Cowper. That was the year 1720, 1725, like that, gaining, the strength, from the story of Robinson Crusoe, which says, "Society, friendship, and love divinely bestowed upon man. Oh, had I the wings of you, dove, how soon would I taste you again." Now, it is just a poem. It is a lamentation about the feelings of loneliness, my dear friends. It is a lamentation about the feeling of loneliness, being alone. And I must tell you, the isolation and loneliness, and that is a great concept of life. Lionism itself is connected to the story of Robinson Crusoe, where we work with people and also engage in creative social action, where we derive this happiness. Mental health benefits. I'm shifting. Moving on to the next slide. Lowers anxiety, fear, depression, increases self-esteem, creates social connections, and service combats loneliness. As I told you before, the William Cooper poem. Loneliness gives us a stronger sense of self-worth, and it brings people together, which is vital for mental health. I hope you are all following me. I'm a little speedy because nagaRAJU ji has asked me to, reduce some slides and all. I have reduced my slides, but I want to conclude, time management is one of the most important thing in our life. Only the person who is capable of managing the time will succeed in life. He will be able to make firm footprints in life. Without managing your time, you will not be able to make firm footprints in the sands of time. Now, this is a photograph. Anyone can tell me whose photograph is this? Any responses? Please text. nagaRAJU, responses. Everybody knows this person.
I'm waiting for this.
Photograph. Whose photograph is this?
Yeah, I think the first answer is come from Shiva Shankar Rao. He says, I think he has spelled it wrong, Warren Buffett. Yeah, I think Shiva Shankar has again spelled it right, Warren Buffett.
Wonderful. I got the answer because, I got the answer, all this, this precious person, because he is the fifth richest man of the world. There are so many things we should learn from the Warren Buffett. It is at your fingertips. You check the internet and you will learn that Warren Buffett, Buffett is silent. Warren Buffett is the fifth richest man. He be from US. He is the chairman and the CEO of the Berkshire Hathaway, one of the most investment group in the USA. He has a frugal lifestyle, I tell you, in spite of the fact that he's the richest man. According to me, he's the fifth richest man. He doesn't focus on accumulating personal wealth. Believe me, that's what I learned about this great man, Warren Buffett. He doesn't believe in accumulating personal wealth, but he has been always focused on global health, not personal wealth, but global health, poverty, elevation, all those things. He always, he had a program. You must know, maybe something new for you. He has started a pledge. The pledge is called a giving pledge. GIVING. Giving Pledge 2010. It is nothing but he has joined hands with Bill Gates and Melinda to form the pledge, and that pledge is called Giving Pledge. And what is that Giving Pledge, my dear friends? Giving Pledge by Warren Buffett is to encourage billionaires to donate their wealth. I want to focus it again. It is to promote billionaires to donate their wealth. I would like to make it more specific. Half of their wealth. Can you believe Warren Buffett says you donate half of their wealth? Such a rich man, such a knowledgeable man, but he is giving half of his wealth to the people. And now, the CSR, corporate social responsibility, is that thing we tap in Lionism, because the 2% of whatever business, if your income exceeding 5 crores, 2% should be given as corporate social responsibility, and the Lions are utilizing that. Here is Warren Buffett has demonstrated strong commitment to philanthropy, most notably through his pledge to donate the majority of his wealth to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now, is a repetition. He also co-founded Giving Pledge. I repeat, the Giving Pledge in 2010, encouraging other billionaires to donate at least half of their wealth to charitable causes. Now, this is about Warren Buffett. I found this because I thought I should identify this person, because the richest man of the world, he is a philanthropist, and he finds happiness and, of course, the health by giving, not taking. The physical health impact reduces stress, improves heart health linked to longevity, and of course volunteering and caring for others. That is a great concept of life. It is a great concept of life. As far as lions are concerned, it is a great concept of life, volunteering and caring for others. I've seen in my career as a teacher, as a principal, as a leader of very organization, I've seen people who have not been part of any organization, maybe JCs or Lions or other organization. They are not ready to take up responsibilities, my dear friends. Once you join an organization like the Lions Club, you learn to work with people. You learn to be, service. You learn from things, and it is a great concept of life. I just want to tell you that a soldier, he is so competent, a soldier, an ordinary soldier. If he is so competent, he learns, he supports, he can become a major or a major general. But if you start your career as a priest or as a monk, you can be an archbishop. You can try slowly, steadily transform as a bishop, archbishop. Even you can be the supreme head of the church. That is a pope, which rules the Vatican, the pope. If you start your career as a priest you start. But if you are so committed, if you are so focused, you can even become the pope. And now, if you are a painter, start in the younger days, a small painting as our children do. As a painter, you start your career, but you can slowly, steadily, if you have the desire, if you have the decision, and if you have the determination, you can be a great painter. And the greatest painter the world has ever seen is Picasso, whose full name is Pablo Picasso. So you start your career as a small painter in your childhood. You can be a great painter, provided you focus on that. Now, when you become a lion, when you start your career as a lion, now I'm talking this from my heart. I've seen thousands of people, youngsters, lions. Now, when they start their career as a lion, as I said about the soldier who becomes a major, as a monk who becomes a pope, as a painter who becomes a Picasso, but the lion, great service journey. He believes that service is our journey. And that is what we learn. And that is what gives happiness, and also, of course, accompanied by the health. Service as a life philosophy, focus on contribution, not competition. Purpose of driven living promotes mindfulness and all. Back, seeing life as an opportunity to serve, transform our priorities. It cultivates a mindset of giving and also gratitude. My dear friends, I'm coming to the final part of my presentation. This is something that all of you know. There is a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I've learned in social science years back when I was in the college, and it is about the Abraham Maslow. The hierarchy of needs is an important topic as far as trainers are concerned. Many of the trainers present here knows about this. It is about your physiological needs, the safety needs. It is the ascending order. It is the hierarchy of needs. HEIRARCHY, hierarchy of needs. I wanted to ask this question about Maslow, but I don't have the time. However, I would like to tell you, it is the hierarchy of needs in the ascending order. Love, social needs, we need esteem needs at the pink, at the focus, at the apex of the triangle. It is self-actualization. Yes, I had this slide in my lessons of the previous other topics and all. I thought I should include this. Why? Because what is self-actualization? When I do a duty to the best of my ability, when I perform a service or an activity to the best of my ability, at the end of that activity, I have that feeling of satisfaction. That feeling of satisfaction is the most important thing for me, my dear friends. You need it. I need it. Everybody need it. The feeling of satisfaction when you accomplish a task. And that is what we talk in Lionism. I am focusing my talk not only to Lionism, but in other parts of life. Self-actualization is that thing which gives you happiness, and it also simultaneously, it leads to our health. And that is about the greatest philosophy, that is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Stories from the real world. There are so many examples. Students run food drives, nurses find joy in mentoring, community volunteer discovers new purpose, and real stories show that service can heal. I repeat, service can heal, whether after retirement or whether you are currently working, whether you are in school or during tough times. Helping others is a great concept where you find enjoyment as the Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-satisfaction and self-actualization. Self-actualization is the key word. Self-actualization is the key word for Lions, as far as I am concerned. Everybody in this group concerned. Self-actualization is a key word that gives you happiness and that gives you strength. Here is a photograph of one of the greatest, dancer, Shakira, which I have already mentioned. Shakira, she is a great dancer, performer, but she always, philanthropist, and he is an ambassador of goodwill. UNICEF works with the UN. In spite of her multitude of wealth, glory, and also the glory and the affection and the followers she has, she finds happiness. She finds her happiness and achievement by doing multifarious service activities, not being a wealthy lady owning a lot of island, in the Caribbean or in other places of the world. She has lived a simple life and she is a philanthropist. Fine. Barriers to serving, maybe your time pressure, you are overloaded, you have a lot of other work, your profession, your fear of inadequacy, you burn out because you get exhausted, you have so many other work. And what is the solution? Start little and slow, because slow things always leads to a lot of achievement. Volunteer with friends, take breaks and reflect. We all face obstacles to serving. I want our Lions to know that we worked in this war-torn country of Ukraine. How many of you know that? Ukraine, the disaster, the manhunt, the war between Russia and Ukraine. Lions have stretched a helping hand. Believe me, you search in our Lions website, 2.8 million, dollars set apart for this service in the war-torn country of the Ukraine that we all read even now. Our people are working in Ukraine. Our people are doing service in Ukraine. It is a big amount we have offered, that is 2.8 million. I also speak about the Carter Foundation. The president of the US, Jimmy Carter, was a former district governor. You may know that. He was in a program called Carter Foundation, where the LCIF has funded Carter Foundation, and that was about a preservation of cure of blindness project in Africa, where the eyelashes come down and the blindness follows, and Carter Foundation, that's something like that. And all these things we are doing. Whatever you give from your NJF, whatever you give your LCF donation, your PMJF, all this comes back. As Muruganji said, our LCF designated grant has come to Wayanad, the hospital where I serve now as the president of the Wayanad Lions Hospital. It was because of the big devastation happened in Wayanad. Okay, barriers to serving, your own journey starts here, my dear friends. What can I give today? Offer your services to Lionism. Where does my passion meet a need? And keep it simple and consistent, and ask yourself daily, how can I be of service today? And if you are a committed Lion, commitment is a word. In the dictionary, commitment has got only 3 M's, COMMITMENT. It is only 3 M's as per the dictionary. But today, I would ask our Lions to add your M's in the commitment word. It is not just 3. If your number of M's in the word commitment increases to 4, 5, 6, 7, or even 10 or above, you are able to make the difference. You are able to make things happen, and you are able to succeed yourself, leading to happiness and health. Ask yourself daily, how can I be of service today? I would like to conclude with this ripple effect. Ripple effect, as you've seen in the photograph, it is a small wave, but when you throw a stone into the lake or water or a river, it forms ripples, it is spreading out, it is spreading its wings, it is a very big thing. You just give a spark, and it will, it will spread out. And this ripple effect is something that connected to the recent war that is happening in between Iran and, Iran and Israel. It is about uranium. I'm not going to talk about uranium. Uranium-235 is considered as a fissile isotope, and that breaks into two small fractions where tremendous quantity of energy is released, and that is the principle of nuclear energy or bomb explosion. And uranium-235 is the most richest element mineral of the world. It is above gold or anything. Every country goes for uranium-235, and this is the biggest thing happened in our world. Even now I have read in the newspaper the fight between Iran and Israel, and all these happens because of uranium. And uranium releases a lot of energy by bombardment with a neutron. It is also called as a ripple effect. You give a small spark, it will extend in multi-dimensional way. It is like a chain reaction. In short, a ripple effect is a chain reaction. A ripple effect is something like a chain reaction happening in nuclear explosion, in atomic bombs, and in nuclear reactors, which is the biggest source of energy. And this ripple effect happens in Lionism, in our method, in our life and career. When you involve in service, it is the ripple effect. I want to conclude with this quotation, service journey. It is a topic in our leadership topic in Lionism. Even last week, I presented a topic on service journey. Service journey of Lions is an approach to living and serving well. As Muruganji said, it is learn, discover, act, and celebrate. This is a great concept that you and me do that, learning, discovering, acting, and celebrating. It is the greatest journey that we can have, and Lionism is giving you that great opportunity. My dear friends, conclusion: service transforms us, right or wrong? Absolutely. My experience, I speak from my heart. Service transforms us. It is not just about helping others, it is about becoming whole ourselves. I start from the first slide. Fulfillment in our life. It is becoming whole ourselves. The last line, can you read? Let us remember, the more you give, can you complete? The more we give, the more we grow. Service isn't just something we do, it's a path to becoming our healthiest, happiest selves. My topic today, nagaRAJU Garu has given me the topic, service journey as a journey for health as well as happiness. I conclude here. Lions AP Singh, our international president next year. You must know, it may be a new information, I don't know. It is about the service initiative. Service week in the month of October 2025, mental health, 1 week of service. Hunger, January 3 to 11, that is 2026, 1 week of service, hunger, on projects on hunger. And the third one is protecting environment, is protecting life, water for our future generation, our children, air for the future generation, environmental protection, saving the planet is a key word that should rumble in the ears of all these lions and those service-minded people. Environment activities right from April 18 to April 26 in the year 2026. There is a period of Lion AP Singh, the international president, who is going to emerge next year and conclude service to man. Hello. Service to man. You can complete. Service to man is service to God. Thank you so much for the patient listening.
Thank you, Professor Verghese Vaidyan, for that remarkably powerful presentation on the service journey as a journey of happiness. You have rightly thrown light on how we can give a meaning to our lives by helping those in need. And Lionism is perhaps one of the most wonderful platforms that we have to offer the service to mankind, and also simultaneously obtain happiness and good health for others. So we have a little time left. We have another 6 minutes left. In case anybody has any questions, please raise your virtual hand so that we will unmute you and you can ask. Or you can write your questions in the chat box. That also is okay, and we will invite you and you can ask a question. So there are some mentions of appreciation from Portugal farmers, Gopal Gaur, and R.K. Reddy, Nalla Kampi, and the few others. Do you have any questions? No questions yet. In case there are no questions, what I'll do is I'll have a very simple poll question for all of you. Please give your opinion on this. So you see a question, a poll question on the screen. The question is, how do you feel when you help someone in need? As a lion, as a non-lion, when you help someone else in need, how do you feel? The answers are, I feel extremely happy and fulfilled. Another possibility, I feel neutral. I just feel that I'm doing my duty, or I don't have any specific feeling at all in the answer. So you can exercise your vote, you can give your opinion on this. Thank you. A few more votes, please. The 24 people have voted so far. Maybe I'll wait for 30 seconds to show you the results. In case you click the button by mistake, you can change your vote, or you can change your vote. Good. So I'm stopping here. So the poll has been closed. I'm sharing the results with you. Out of the vote, 96% of you have said that whenever you help somebody in need, when you offer a small act of kindness, you feel happy and fulfilled. That's exactly what Professor Rajeev Vaidyan has tried to focus on, and I'm sure all of you have received the message that he has tried to drive home. Thank you very much for that. Do you have any questions? Anybody? Dr. Rajeev Vaidyan's presentation has been like a flow, a powerful flow. Of course, he has quoted quite a lot of, very eminent literary figures, and he has told us very interesting stories about the lives of great people. And he has also brought home the point that Lionism is a journey towards happiness. In fact, the very way Lionism has been designed when Melvin Jones thought of it in 1917, he said, unless we do something for somebody else, our lives are not complete. With that thought, we have started the association that day. Thank you very much. Because there are no questions, let me go back to my slideshow. This is the 47th episode of the SkillUP series. The last year, these were the presentations that were made. We began with Sunil Kumar's presentation, and the chief guest was our International Vice President APC. And the last presentation was made by me, and I think International Director Babu Rao was the chief guest. So why I showed you this slide again is there were two LCIP friends who called me and told me, why do you not make a presentation? Do you always ask others to make presentations and you don't make a presentation? So I thought, let me also make a presentation. That's why I am extending this series by one more episode, which will come to you on July 3rd. So July 3rd will be the last episode in the series of SkillUP 2.0 for this year. And July will take a break. And August, if everything is okay, we will restart the series. But restarting the series, I don't know, I cannot promise you yet. Let me see what happens after that. But July 3rd, we are going to have one more episode, and I'm going to make that presentation. Like last year again, I've invited International Director Babu Rauji to be the chief guest. So he is going to be chief guest again, the same way like the previous one. And the topic that I have chosen for myself is Beyond answers, the art of asking questions. So before you come to the program on 3rd July, come with lots of questions. The more questions you ask, the more effective that presentation will be. So come with presentation questions, and even you can send your questions to me beforehand also. So this is where we stop. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our chief guest, past international director, Muruganji today for spending his time with us and also giving his very precious, valuable message, especially throwing light on the powerful project that has come up in Why Not, thanks to the efforts of all these great people from multiple sectors and aid. And I also thank today's presenter, LCIP Professor Verghese Vaidyan, who has made a very impactful, insightful presentation and has thrown a lot of light on how Lionism is a wonderful platform for us to derive happiness. I thank every one of you, especially I thank my club colleagues, both Sheila and Koshi, for reading out the code of ethics, and every one of you who have made this presentation possible. Thank you very much, and welcome to the next program on the 23rd. Here is my contact number and my email address in case you wish to receive notifications about the future program. You may just send me a hello on WhatsApp. The presentation that Professor Verghese Vaidyan has just made will be available on YouTube after 2 days, and most of the slideshows that I created for myself are available on this website, slideshow.net. In case you're interested, you can go there and you can see them, academic and alliance presentations. I've uploaded this. I've been doing it for the last 20 years now, and all of them. So thank you very much. And the program ends here.